I love the Abyss.
Why do you love the Abyss today?
Well, because we're with two of my favorite cars. They are the all-stars of my garage.
Of your garage, not of my garage.
Welcome back to the channel. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. This is take 2 of Macan versus Cayenne, but now
they're at least of the same generation.
We have the same generation. So what we're going to talk about today is kind of the differences, the nuances of each one, and really which one maybe you should pick up. Do you want the little bit bigger Cayenne, or do you want the little bit smaller but more sporty Macan? There are a lot of similarities, but there are a ton of differences.
Like the colors of the cars.
I mean, just one that popped into my head, I guess. So come along with us. I'm super excited to do this. We'll try to give you a very good comprehensive overlook at this, but really, we're just driving some Porsches. Would you like to win our Miata? Well, today I'm going to tell you just how to do that. If we make it to 10,000 subscribers on YouTube by May of 2024, which is our 5-year YouTube anniversary, it's going to be given to one of you lucky subscribers.
Wait!
So make sure to subscribe. So we are comfortably inside the 2017 Porsche Cayenne Platinum Edition.
Gotta include the Platinum Edition, don't forget it.
So first let's tell them, so this is a base Cayenne.
Yep.
So you got the 3.6 liter V6.
I thought this was the Platinum Edition.
It is, but all that means is interior tidbits.
Oh!
And really nice RS Spider wheels.
Yep.
3.6 liter V6, it pushes 300 horsepower.
Yep.
It can tow 7,716 pounds.
Yep.
Which is amazing.
It is. I wouldn't have expected that out of a 300 horsepower V6.
I mean, it's Porsche engineering.
You know,
it has a decent amount of pickup. I mean, you're not killing the 0 to 60 times.
No. But for as big of a vehicle as it is, with only a 3.6 liter naturally aspirated V6 that makes 300 horsepower, it gets up and moves.
It's pretty good. So this has the Tiptronic transmission.
That's what Porsche calls it.
Even though it has the paddle shifters, you'll notice the difference in the Macan. It doesn't shift quite as fast, and it's just a little bit less responsive. The reason why a Cayenne has a Tiptronic is because it needs that transmission to be able to tow.
Oh, cool.
I mean, I'm full of facts. So
I couldn't have ever told you that. With
the Platinum Edition, you do get some of these interior tidbits, like the embossed 4 seats, and Apple CarPlay comes standard. Some other things are good about it.
But that doesn't really compare to the Macan.
No.
If the Macan had a Platinum Edition, then it would be a great comparison. Right. What are you on about?
So this car,
it's bigger.
It's bigger. It gets good gas mileage.
Yep.
I don't know what it gets, but I want to say like our real-time driving is like 22.
Okay.
Which is good. If we're going on a trip, it gets a little bit better than that. Obliviously,
do you know where this thought is going, or are you just making noises?
We don't buy Porsches for gas mileage. We buy it for smiles per mile. So maybe if you have a Cayenne, you can get a lot better gas mileage. What, you just deciding to hold in first gear?
I wasn't deciding it. It wanted to be there.
Comfort-wise,
this is really good. It is not sporty, it is luxury.
This is the family truckster.
Yeah.
This is what you take on a long road trip. Let's put them in the back seats of this.
So they can see the luxury back there?
Absolutely. Here we are, cruising down the road in the back seat of the Porsche Cayenne.
First off, we're not cruising down the road.
Oh, I guess.
Second off, dare I say these are a little bit more comfy than the front seats?
They are more comfy. They let you slide around a little bit more. Yep. There isn't a ton of bolstering on the front seats.
No, I would say those hold you better and whatnot, but these are squishy.
Yes, but now look at this in comparison to our old Cayenne especially, you could not sit like that. So you are just over 6 feet.
Yep.
That seat is where you're sitting.
Yep.
And you have a little bit of tickle room, right?
Yep.
I am just under 6 feet, and I got a little bit more tickle room.
You're short.
Sitting back here is very comfortable.
Yep.
In fact, you went like 1,200 miles.
In 20 hours straight.
Right. A lot of the time, well, you didn't sit back here very much.
They
but
didn't need to know that.
it was comfortable while sitting back here. And with the Platinum Edition, which is something that you should do, you do get the embossed backs. And that is an expensive option if you don't just get the Platinum Edition.
What is your obsession with this Platinum Edition?
Well, because it's all I got currently. And then you got the beautiful panoramic sunroof.
Yep.
Let's get them to the trunk and show them how much room is back there.
Okay.
And then we'll get into my pride and joy, the Macan S. You know what we should do since we're back here?
A Tyler test?
A little bit of a Tyler test. How many Tylers fit into the back of a Cayenne?
From a quick glance, it's a lot. Wow. Look at this. Ow.
I mean, barring the head bump, there's plenty of room. You could fit 2 Tylers back there easily.
Easily.
For 1,200 miles.
No. No.
And then looking down here, remember with the Cayenne, you do get that wonderful towing capacity of 7,700 and
you're not getting any
16
ideas about
pounds.
making me sit back here for 12 hours. I'm pretty hung up on this right now.
I think it's a good idea. Another good idea, let's jump into the Macan. And just like that, through the magic of YouTube, we are in the back of the Macan. The way that you open the back of the Macan is kind of fun.
I was going to say it's actually cooler than the Cayenne.
So, there is like...
There's a room for a Tyler?
There is one Tyler.
Maybe another half of me?
Okay, so official measurements, you can fit 2 Tylers in the Cayenne and 1 Tyler in the Macan. That is official. You can take that to the bank all day long.
And not 12 hours or 1,200 miles.
Why not? You can fit, so surely you can go 1,200 miles. Speaking of fitting, let's get in the back seats and show them the difference in the room from the Cayenne.
I might be done with YouTube.
It's a little bit darker in here.
It's dark and dismal in here.
So you don't have, we didn't show you the headroom in the Cayenne, but this fits you just fine, but there just is a little bit less. This is where it really matters. You do have the concaved rear seats, but you are touching.
Yeah, I'm touching as well because I am just over 6 feet.
We have also taken this 1,200 miles down to Alabama.
Yes, we have.
And you sat more in the back seat here. What do you think?
I'd take the Cayenne. Long road trips for a full-size man?
Cayenne's the trip.
Cayenne, yeah.
This is nice. It's a little bit narrower
and
obviously a little bit less deep for you to sit. But the seats are comfortable. They, I would say, are more sporty than the Cayenne.
Oh yeah, 100%.
They're a little bit more firm and hold you a little bit, not better, just differently. Let's take this thing for a rip, Tater Chip.
Yes!
That's where the real thing comes with the Macan. Now we are in the front seat of the Macan, which is where I feel that the most at home in an SUV, because it's very tight and nimble. The cabin is a little bit smaller.
Notably smaller.
Notably. It feels, in comparison, a lot more like a Cayman or a Boxster.
Why you gotta compare?
It does. This is...
Did you know this has the exact same engine?
Think about the driving feel, though.
Yeah.
It is less SUV and more sports car.
I would say it feels more like a Panamera.
Yes. Okay, but a Panamera, then, that's the comparison to a 911. Here, before we go much further, here's where this thing shines. The old PDK! And that noise that it makes, speed limit.
Okay, so I'll say this. This is a lot quicker and a lot more fun when you're giving it gas.
Yeah, so this has the 3-liter
Yep.
V6.
Yep.
340 horsepower. So
Yep.
you're getting more horsepower, it weighs less, it's smaller, it's more nimble.
It's got the better transmission.
Yeah.
It's got everything when it comes to the sportiness.
The PDK is chef's kiss. Aside from a manual transmission, the best transmission that you can get.
I think that goes down in like the record book, like that it is the best automatic transmission.
Yes. So we so far have bought all of our Porsches used.
Yep. From Porsche St. Paul. This is a plug
Yeah,
for them.
yes.
Go buy your car from Porsche St. Paul.
Thank you to Porsche St. Paul. This one, it's fun to see the specs that you get. So the Cayenne is really decked out on the inside because it is the Platinum Edition. This one, it's like they could have bought a GTS, but they decided to just lather the interior with all that extra money. So we got leather. I mean, this whole thing is leather.
Yep.
I mean,
It's essentially a Platinum Edition with all the options.
see, I'm telling you, it's just what it is. Being the same generation,
It feels the exact same on the inside, but this feels a little shorter to the road, a little smaller on the inside.
more nimble.
Can we not shake me around today?
I used to think that a Macan was really nothing more than a little bit smaller Cayenne.
It's a completely different car.
Completely different. Now, when you get into some of the models like the Cayenne GTS, it would probably be a little bit more sporty.
Yep.
But from what we know, the Macan is like the sporty SUV.
For a young family.
Yes.
That's my thought process on this whole thing. But I'm
Yep.
going to save that until we get to the end.
Okay, so not spoiler alert, cliffhanger. You're just gonna have to wait. But driving this thing is great. It can tow 4,409 pounds. We don't have the towing package on here. We're not gonna tow with it.
And that's limited to the PDK transmission.
Yes. I suppose we should probably think about wrapping this up.
Sounds better than the Cayenne, and a little bit louder than I expected. And it moves a lot quicker.
Oh, I lost myself in that last drive there.
You left me. I'm supposed to leave you and you're.
I left myself in the dust.
Yeah, I had to like run here and then you just appeared out of the abyss.
Oh my goodness, I had fun today because we were in two of honestly my favorite cars. I hope that this helped you maybe make a decision about whether you're gonna get a Cayenne or a Macan.
In my opinion though, going back to what I left the cliffhanger, this is like for the young family. It's the more sporty one because everybody's young and they like to go fast. This is the more mature option, and guess what? Everybody has grown in the family and they need more space.
That is a good point. I would say if you can only have one of them,
It
and you
depends.
don't need to tow, I would probably go for a Macan because you're kind of getting the best of both worlds, an SUV and a sports car feel.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you don't need a tow, you get the Macan. If you need to tow, you just have to get the Cayenne.
Or if you go on a lot of long trips, the Cayenne's probably your thing. You got more boot space.
Yep.
You got
yep.
more space for your passengers, and it's a little bit more comfortable.
Arguably, the Macan looks better.
I would agree. Now, you could get the third option, a Cayenne Coupe.
But we're talking about the same, that's the beauty of this. They're the same generation.
It's a direct comparison.
The Cayenne Coupe's the next generation. It doesn't count.
Here's my final thoughts. If you got a two-car garage, buy both of them.
No, buy the Macan and a 911.
There you go. We'll see you guys soon. Thanks so much for tuning in. Make sure you click like, comment, and subscribe. Awkward high five. I'm heading to the abyss.
Don't buy either of them, buy a 911.